Hello, good morning, and welcome to this event on energy innovation for sustainable processing and manufacturing in African AgriFood. My name is Kilian Blumenthal. I work in the International Initiative Water and Energy for Food in the East Africa hub based here in Nairobi, and I'm very happy to give you a little introduction into the topic today. To start, maybe some thoughts on innovation in energy. First of all, there are great opportunities for innovation beyond the typical energy sectors, for example in agriculture or in agro-processing. Secondly, by leading the way for Africa, Kenya or any other country can set the tone for green jobs, a green recovery, maybe now in the context of COVID, and also for climate action. And you can see it especially here in Nairobi that it is quite a hotspot for innovative companies in the sector. And third, energy innovation go beyond the technical solutions, and it's also very strongly about adapted financing mechanisms or also business models. So what is the frame for innovation in Kenya, but also in other sub-Saharan African countries? So first, there's a strong population growth, and by that also the food demand is dramatically to increase. There is a strong urbanization with more and more people moving to bigger cities, meaning that there is more rapid growth in energy demand for industrial production, agricultural production, but also in processing, cooling, and for example, mobility. And obviously there are the effects of climate change, and many of African communities and countries are heavily agrarian, and climate change will have significant negative impacts on the growth of these sectors. So if we talk about the status of energy use within agri-food systems, we see that still most operations depend heavily on the use of fossil fuels, such as diesel pumps for irrigation or diesel mills for processing. Also, the burning of biomass is still widely in use, for example, during the tea processing or also at household level when it comes to cooking. This is then problematic if those processes are inefficient and lead to deforestation. When the grid connection is available, electricity is also used for processing, though it might be problematic if the grid is unreliable or electricity costs are high. And also in many regions, mostly the rural ones, there the grid is simply not available. So with this background, I want to show you which solar power technologies are already available on the market and that can be used in the agri-food sector. And those are, for example, irrigation pumps, be it surface or submersible pumps. It's different types of cooling systems, but also drying systems, and a wide range of agro-processing machines. There are a number of companies in the African market providing these technologies. Some of them are multinationals, but others are also companies based in East Africa. For example, in Kenya, there is Axol, Sunculture, Davis and Shirtliff, just to name some of them. Now to speak a bit about the role that renewable energy solutions can play in food energy systems. So to step into the role of renewable energies in food energy systems, here the example of milling. You see on the left side a diesel mill in Benin that is used for the production of maize flour, and it is a very loud process requiring a fair amount of diesel and using relatively large systems. On the right side you see a solar-powered grain mill in Kenya, and it has not the output of a diesel mill, but it is much cleaner, less noisy, and works completely on solar energy. So having renewable energies in food energy systems helps in general to increase the energy and food security by enabling operation independently from the grid, and also by creating higher value products or to turn staple food into edible product. Renewables also help to create jobs, especially in rural situations. And they support gender equality as manual labor is reduced and time is freed up. Also, more decentralized smaller systems open up the field of processing also for female operators. And obviously, in the big topic of climate change, Those technologies can improve the resilience and adaptation while at the same time reducing greenhouse gas emissions. There are also obviously some challenges linked to the use of renewable energies in agri-food systems that we will have a quick look on now. So the barriers for the uptake of specifically solar off-grid productive use technologies may be due to financial, operational, market, or policy reasons. To just summarize them quickly, so from a financial view, these technologies have often higher upfront costs for the end users. From an operational side, as mentioned in the example with the mill, solar technologies might have a lower peak processing capacity, and also the availability of the product or spare parts for them might be tricky if these are imported products. From a marketing perspective, there are still challenges in the distribution of these technologies and also a poor market linkage from the farmers to markets where they can sell their products. And from a policy side, also the framework conditions are not always favorable for suppliers or for the end users of those technologies. So seeing those challenges, we as the Water and Energy for Food program, we launched a call for innovation last year in which we targeted small and medium-sized enterprises in East Africa working in the nexus of water, energy and agriculture. And we provide financial assistance for business development, investment advisory, as well as technical assistance to support the upscaling of climate-friendly and resource-efficient innovations. The call was launched last year, and now this year we have started the collaboration with the selected innovators, and I'm very happy that some of those innovators will also participate in the different sessions of today's event. And with this, I would like to finish my little introduction. Thank you very much for your attention, and I wish us all a very fruitful event with many ideas exchanged and networks created.